Falz the bad guy, wonderful rapper. He started off a few years ago with his funny Yoruba accent, and surprisingly, he has grown so huge right now. And some are saying, hey, he's one of the best rappers in Nigeria. What are your thoughts about him?
I think he's a fantastic person. I think he's a fantastic artist, not just even a rapper. I think he's the hottest rapper in 2016, and I think there's a lot a Nigerian artists can learn from him.
Okay, so what has made him so successful?
It's a combination of, a lot of things. First of all, him just understanding that it's an organic process to being an artist, no matter the market, no matter the situation. Okay, Falz started with a couple of songs when he was in the UK. He had Shakara, the mixtape. I mean, a lot of people have probably not even heard these things, but he's been grinding, and he wasn't demoralized with the grind. He understood that it's a process to get there. You have to start by what? Crawling, then walking, then running and flying. Okay, so he's not the kind of guy that was looking out for one pop record or looking for one big feature. He took his time by working it out and working it through, which is get a couple of songs, get producers that I can work with, familiarize myself with the industry, drop my first mixtape, look at the acceptance of mixtape, tweak it, drop my first album. I mean, he dropped his first album, What's Up Guy. It wasn't the biggest album that year, even though it was one of the best albums that came out. But a lot of people didn't listen to it. He didn't change the formula. He didn't say, okay, I need to put a Wizkid on the song or a Davido on the song at that point. He didn't. He worked it out and made sure he went through his organic process, dropped his second album, and it was even after his second album, he even put Olamide and Davido on his tracks. So he has clearly understood that being an artist, you have to undergo artist development, which a lot of Nigerian rappers or Nigerian artists in general fail to do. You drop one song, you think you're a superstar. But after a few months, you're nowhere because radio isn't playing you anymore. Okay, so it's more than just dropping one song, having views on YouTube, or doing one silly Instagram competition, giving people $500 or something. It's understanding that I have to have 5 fans, then I'm going to have 50, then I'll have 500, and I increase to 5,000, and so on and so forth.
Okay, yeah, you said that. I've been following Falz for a while, and I can say that his buzz didn't start off music when people started noticing him. He started doing all those funny videos on Instagram.
Yeah.
And that's what gave him his buzz. Now he has his critics. Critics are saying that he's more of a joker than a rapper. That he does the funny Yoruba thing and gets away with it because Nigerians like comedy. Do you think Falz is a talented rapper? Down to basics of it now, do you think he's a talented rapper?
We've heard his lyrics, punchlines, metaphors, and the most important thing, storytelling. He's got the content. There's no whack Falz song. I've listened to every Falz song and there's no whack song. Everything has a story, whether it's comical, whether it's truthful, whether it's inspiring, whatever it sounds like, every Falz song always has, some sort of content. So it's all about viral marketing. We're in the digital age, right? You have a product. How do you sell your product? You make you have your product or things around your product go viral, so it attracts you to what? The main source, right? It is what Falz has done. He's a rapper by heart. By default, he's a rapper, he's a hip-hop artist. And that is what he has been pushing even till now. So if he makes, Instagram videos, if he makes some funny jokes and stuff that has people asking, who's this guy? What's he up to? Then he gives them the real thing, the real deal. And that's what he's been able to do. So it just shows that he's thinking really, really fast and he's thinking really, really smart. Okay,
let's look at this. Nigeria is a single-driven market. We have Wizkid. When they say Wizkid, Don't Dull, Ojuelegba, songs that make an artist. Davido, Damiduro. Now, when it comes to Falz, he doesn't have that runaway hit single. Do you think it's more hype for Falz than the singles, the hot buzzing singles?
I like the track. I like the lane he has gone, right? The lane he's put himself on is, what is the long-term strategy for me? Would you be a sound sultan who's been in the game for 16 years and might not have a mega single? Or would you be a Bigiano who buzzed for 2 years with Shayo and fell off the face of the earth? What would you rather pick? So always go with the long-term strategy. It's the same way Banky W has gone, right? That they always have to be relevant in the industry. So I'd rather go for the long-term strategy. If I can't get the mega big single, right? I'd rather go for singles that will always be there. I will always play in top 5 than always going for number 1 and fall off the face of the earth after 2 years.
Yeah, but how long do you think Falz has what it takes to sustain? You said long-term strategy. Do you think he has what it takes to have a 10-year career, a 15-year career?
I mean, if he's dropped 2 albums, right? If he's dropped 2 albums in 3 years, if he's won an EMVCA, because he has also delved into acting. His first 2 years into acting, he won an award, Best Actor in Comedy Series, right? If he's been able to do that, I mean, the guy has strategies.
Okay.
And he will be able to pull the long-term goal.
Now, if you're looking at Falz, definitely his branding has been on point. But looking at Falz, do you think Nigerian artists will, hey, they should look and say, my branding has to be on point for me to be successful?
But we all know this, and if Nigerian artists don't know this, right now, then it's sad. Your song doesn't make you. Your song is your product, right? So because Coca-Cola or the bottling company, the company that owns Coca-Cola has to be there forever. Coca-Cola is just one of the products. If they shut down Coca-Cola today and start another product, they will still sell. So who is the brand and what am I making? Are my products going to sell? Yes, you work on the products, but as the brand itself, you have to be consistent. For all the big artists we like, from the Michael Jacksons to the Prince to the Jay-Z's and the Beyoncé's, it's not the song we've fallen in love with. We love the song, it's fine. It has always been the artist. So you need to always focus on the brand. And that is what Falz has done in the past few years. So when you hear Falz, I would rather, right, be bigger than any of my songs so that I will always be there. That is why 50 Cent is still relevant till now, even if some of his songs in the last few years have not been the biggest singles. So always focus on the brand and work on the products, which are the songs. But the brand is the most important thing.
We all know Falz for that illiterate Yoruba flow. Do you think at one point in his career he has to switch it up so he doesn't become irrelevant?
It is the artist's job to constantly evolve. Every successful artist you know has always evolved, from the Kendrick Lamars to the Beyoncés, even the Two Faces. Even MI, people have. I mean, when MI came into the game, he was the humble guy who delivered the rhymes and was very sociable. He moved into being the boss, into being the chairman. There's always a constant, evolution, and it's always going to happen. So for Falz, I don't think, he keeping that flow and having the literary flow and all that to make him irrelevant, or he'll become predictable, because he's always going to evolve, and I'm excited to see what he's going to evolve into.
Okay. Do you think the rap community in Nigeria appreciates Falz as much as they'll do a MI or a Jesse Jags?
Who cares what the hip-hop community thinks, right? Who cares if he drops the bars or doesn't drop the bar? What has he been able to do? He's been able to tap into all communities, including the hip-hop community. I'd rather an artist like Falz, right, be free of lyricism or intellectual rap. He's been able to connect with everybody, and that is the most important thing as an artist. Simplifying your music that it can be digested and consumed by everybody.
Falz is self-signed, he owns his own label and everything. How important has his team played in his growth?
Very interesting question. He's always had Aboki the bad guy, his manager Femi Soro, one producer, Says Beats. Before working with Says Beats, he worked with Studio Magic, the guys in the UK. Then he switched to Says Beats. Always keep your circle small, and that's the most important thing, right? Keep your circle as small as possible. Understand that you have everybody in your team is a team player and has to be key and instrumental to what they do. And that's what Falz. So every time you see Falz, it's always those guys. He never moves out of it. And it's very, very important. Once you have people, look at what happened to MC Hammer. We've seen a lot of artists in this industry move from one producer to the other. Okay, we've seen Iyanya leave D-Tunes and end up where he is right now. We've seen Nice leave ID Kabasa and struggled. We've seen Neto C leave TY Mix and struggled. So Falz understands that every player in his team is instrumental to his success, and he has kept the team as small as possible.
Highlight the qualities that Falz has that other Nigerian artists should copy.
Three things stand out here, right? He's always followed his own lane and he's kept his brand. When you think of Falz, do you think of any other artist?
No.
You always just think about him, right? He's always been able to follow his lane and stay unique. It is very important that when you're coming into the industry, you look at what is happening and look at what you can serve to your consumers, what you can serve to the industry, what you can serve to your music fans that no other person has done. And that is what Falz has been able to do. He's been able to give them introspective lyrics, but give it to them in a very, very comedic approach. The next thing is his content, the lyrics. The lyrics of every song is amazing. If you listen to every single song, whether it's fun or it's deep or it's light, surface, or it goes down, everything comes with a message. And it is important because you want people to play your songs 10 years from now. You always, like I said, look at the long-term goals. Sounds all the time, we're still playing songs you released 10 years ago. And that's what Falz is also doing. You always have to have some level of content in your song, no matter what you're singing. You can't sound like Techno and Yemi Alade all the time. And the last thing is, you have to understand that you need to undergo artist development. you need to understand that you have to grow. Don't rush your growth. Don't feel pressure to rush your growth. When you get into the industry, understand your place and grow with it. Understand that you need to make better music. Understand that you need to push yourself. So no matter the success you achieve at that point, understand that it can always be doubled and tripled. Facts only.